Hi everyone, we're back here with some reaction videos on wedding prices. Now, I haven't seen these videos. I'm very excited to see what they're about. I didn't really have an expensive wedding when I married my wife. I just eloped in a very secluded island in Hawaii, and it was just me and her pretty much, and then we just flew back. We did spend some money on the honeymoon, which we thought would be more worthwhile than spending money on guests. But, to each their own. So excited to see what these videos are about. So let's jump in. When I do what I do. 110. Oh my God. No, people. 110,000 is a down payment in a house. And you're spending that on one day. For what? You could set yourself up for having a home instead of just a night. This is ridiculous. This 12.5K rent, 18,000 florals, 18,000 flowers? Flowers? 20K rentals, 4K draping, 12K photo, video, oh my God, all these numbers. Oh man, this is just, oh no. This is just, unless they're obscenely rich, this is just obscenely stupid. Yeah, this is just nuts. All right, next video.
We just got married a couple months ago, and a lot of you guys asked me to do a wedding cost breakdown of our Nobu wedding. We just did a Business Insider interview.
80,000. Oh my God. I don't think I'm gonna make it through these videos. This is brutal. This is just tough. I mean, $80,000 for one night. Like, yeah, it's a memorable night. It has its own significance. But in a marriage, the wedding day is the least important of all days. The regular routine day is more important than your wedding day, where it's a big show. The real life marriage should consist of all the routine days that you have with your wife, not an extravagant show, which is fake, which you're just trying to please other people, and it's not really for you. It's just for them. It's for the audience, the family, the friends. It's let's keep on.
Wedding cost transparency, so I thought I'd go over a little bit more into detail in this video. I feel like at the beginning of the wedding planning process, I just had no idea how much things cost. And people were asking me like, what's your budget for a wedding photographer? And I'm like, how can I know what the budget is for a wedding photographer if I don't know how much like flowers cost? Just wanted to share the information and create some transparency in case you are planning your own wedding and find this info useful. Last time I did this, there were so many people who were so upset about how much someone spent on their own wedding. This is for the brides. If you are not planning a wedding, scroll on, and I'll probably do a deeper dive on some.
I really want to scroll on. Like, this is just tough. I mean, it's just not for me. I mean, this is just nuts. I mean, this is just crazy. I mean, to each their own. I mean, she has a good point. This is for the bride. This is for the groom. This is what they decided, So it is their decision to be massively lavish in their own wedding. Like, I'm nobody. I wasn't invited to their wedding, so I really don't care. But it's just, for the common layman, this is just crazy. It's just nuts. I mean,
from other categories, like for example for florals, like what exactly I had. So if that's something you're interested in, give me a follow. Here's a little background of our wedding so you know what the prices of our wedding were based off of. We had 75 people. It was a Tuesday wedding, and these are 2023 prices. Starting off with the venue fee. The venue fee was actually waived because at Nobu, if you are 80%
nice.
of the guests staying at the hotel, it's actually waived. So it's very clutch because some of the LA venues that we were touring was like literally $40,000 just in venue fee to have your wedding there. As with most weddings, a lot of our costs went to food and drinks. We spent $14,000 on food, again for 75 people, and the food included appetizers during cocktail hour and a 3-course meal during reception. We of course had an open bar as well. That was a non-negotiable. Had it during cocktail hour and reception for a total of 6 hours, and this was $15,000. I'm Jack.
You gotta have open bar. I mean, if you're gonna do one of those weddings, I guess, yeah. If you have a cash bar, I went to a cash bar wedding once, and I was like, man, they're more frugal than I am, you know. So I understand, but I didn't know it was 15,000. I mean, weddings are expensive. I mean, it's just crazy. But I rather use that 15,000 for anything else. But I mean, to each their own. To each their own.
Japanese and my husband is Persian, so it meant a lot to us to do a traditional Persian wedding at a Japanese resort. Here are some of the wedding vendors that I had. You guys already know how much I love my wedding planner, my content creator, photographer, and DJ. I'd say these are all very reasonable prices and definitely best bang for your buck. If you're planning a wedding, you know how crazy some of these vendor prices can get, but I am of the opinion that you really don't need to be spending tens of thousands of dollars to get good quality. These people were all local except for the content creator. The total I spent on florals was $4,600. I could do a whole separate video on this to kind of show you guys like all the florals that I had and then how much I spent on each. I had a traditional Persian ceremony, so we kind of rented out the table, the bench, the big mirror, and the 2 large candles, the candles in the front. The rentals for those were $275. Everything else on the actual sofa I brought myself. I did pay for the hair and makeup for the bridesmaids, moms, and grandmas, but I just put what I paid for my own. Hair and makeup for the wedding day was $310. Moving on to the shot wall, this is $14.40 for the actual wall and the drink stirrers. The extra flowers here were done by my amazing.
It's kind of crazy when you see hundreds, you're like, oh, that's not that bad. It's like $275 for this. Oh, that's not that bad. $300 for makeup. That seems like a good deal. I mean, I think that's a good deal. I mean, I don't know. Compared to everything else, it's probably the cheapest thing that she paid for. So, I mean, we'll see. I mean, this stuff here, this shot wall and bar back, I mean, this just seems excessive. I mean, I don't know if that's necessary. I mean, I could kind of get the open bar, and then you want a good party, so the DJ, and you want good memories, so the photographer. But this part is just unnecessary, in my opinion. I don't know.
My actual wedding bar stand with the bar back was $300. The dance floor was $3,300 and the fairy lights were $2,800, which honestly like shocked me. Like I had to have the fairy lights for this venue, otherwise.
You just had to have the fairy lights. Like, it's not a wedding without the fairy lights. So obviously you have to spend $2,800 on the fairy lights. Can you be legally married without fairy lights? Who knows?
It'd be pitch black and it'd be weird not to have a dance floor. But someone tell me why a dance floor costs over $3,000.
You tell me!
Dining tables were $1,500 and the chairs were $1,700. I actually used the same chairs during the ceremony and just had them move it to the reception area. I think the relocation fee was like $250. And then the charger plates, the napkins, the runner, the candles were.
I wonder if there's like a wedding where it's like BYOC, bring your own chair. Like, you know, I'm not going to pay $2,700 for chairs or $1,700 for chairs. Bring your own chair, you know, or stand, you know. It'll be more romantic if everyone just stands and then they clapped when they needed to. I mean, the wedding itself, like, I mean, you need the chairs to eat. I understand you have to sit down at one point, but like, maybe we could do like an express wedding ceremony. No one wants to sit through the actual ceremony, you know? I don't know.
For $2,170 total. Glasses and the utensils, I used Nobu's. And all the wedding signages, like the table number or the menu, I DIY'd. Fine.
Okay, no one's gonna keep these plates. These plates are gonna be thrown away. Party City, baby. I mean, I'm pretty sure you get black plates and some plastic silverware at Party City. Who's keeping the plates? Why are you spending money on renting plates? This is, I mean, I need to be in the renting plates business if this is what it's all about. I mean, Party City.
Finally, we have the fireworks, which was the best part of our wedding. These were $2,800.
Fireworks are expensive.
And champagne towers were $300, which I know is crazy. We really wanted to do something unique and entertaining for our guests since they traveled all the way to Kabul and spent 3 days at Nobu. And we were under budget, so we were like, screw it. We had an audio guest book, which was $400 to rent, and we spent $700 on the welcome boxes.
Audio guest book, welcome boxes, wedding newspaper. Is this necessary? Like, they're already traveling out of town for this wedding. Like, what, they want to read about it at the paper? Like, they're there for that. I don't know. Man.
This adorable wedding newspaper that I gave out to each guest was about 138 for 70 copies. And a lot of you guys asked me about my wedding newspaper template, so I actually opened up an Etsy shop and it's linked on my link tree. You guys want to know what I thought was worth it versus not, or how we came up with a budget, or anything else, please let me know, and I hope you found this useful.
I'm glad that she's happy. I mean, that's really all I could say. That's very positive. I think the fact that she's happy and she enjoyed it and she's glad that she spent her money on it, that's the best thing that I could see from this whole thing. But from an outsider who wasn't invited, who sees that you have to rent a floor to dance in, dance in the sand. Like, what are you doing? Like, I'm not gonna pay thousands of dollars for people to dance. Man, it's just crazy. I'm glad she's happy. Next video.
Is anyone else freaking out because weddings are so expensive?
Nope.
If you are, you're not alone. I am a March 2024 bride, but I'm also a wedding planner, so this is in my wheelhouse. And we're gonna bring some transparency to how expensive weddings are. I'm a wedding planner in Southern California. I'm getting married.
Okay, all right. Southern California is a very expensive part of the country, so right off the bat, I'm already saying, hey, this is gonna be an inflated price. So maybe it's not, but I think it might be. It's like saying, hey, I'm a wedding planner in Miami. Like, this is my opinion on what weddings should cost. It's like, hello, why don't you give me the wedding planner from Nebraska? They will have a more realistic expectation of what a wedding should cost. I'm just saying.
In San Diego, right on the water in Encinitas, so I'm going to talk specifically to this region. I take about 12 full design weddings a year as a wedding planner, so I'm going to talk about specifically, on average, what I see my couples spend in Southern California. Venue. Let's average it around a 100-person wedding. I see most of my couples spending anywhere from $30,000 to $70,000 just on their wedding.
Okay, come on. This is the San Diego. Are you serious? Come on. This is just crazy. It's like, hey, let me tell you how much it is to go to Beverly Hills and do that. Come on. San Diego, this is just nuts. This video isn't targeted for normal people. I think this video is targeted for the uber rich, $30,000 to $70,000 for a wedding. That's not normal. I don't know who normalized this. Who, the boomers who were given weddings by their parents? Are they the ones normalizing the wedding industry and how much they should cost? This is just nuts.
Venue. Photography.
Oh wait, that was just a venue? 30 to 70,000 for the venue? Oh man, this lady, oh man, she must be paid very well as a wedding planner if this is her clientele, because I will 1000% say she ain't getting any business from me. I mean, I'm already married, but if I wasn't, she ain't getting business from me.
Most of my couples, I would say, spend on average between $7,000 to $9,000 on photography. Videography, I would say 3 to 4 range.
Delusion.
Florals, around 8,000.
Oh,
Rentals, so this is upgrades from what your venue has.
8,000 for flowers. It's such a great deal. Oh my god.
I would say around 5 to 6. So yeah, weddings are expensive, people.
Yeah, weddings are expensive if you want it to be expensive. Weddings are also very cheap if you want it to be cheap. It could be whatever you want it to be. I mean, I think personally, if you want to have a more reasonable outlook with what your life and your spending and everything, use that money for something that could actually help you throughout your marriage. Like buying a nice car, buying a nice home. This could be a down payment for a house. Do you want something forever or do you want it for one night? I get it. Time is limited and you want to, you only live once. And I get it. You want to have nice things and you want to do nice things. But you know, in a world of choices, you gotta choose how to spend your money the most wisely and the most wise way possible. And I just don't feel like spending it for one night. Your return on investment on spending so much money on a wedding is nowhere near the long-lasting benefits had it been used on something like a house. So yeah, $30,000 to $70,000 for a venue is just absurd. And if I'd rather get married at a Greyhound bus station than wherever this lady is peddling. Like, this is just nuts. All right, if you like this type of content, please feel free to like, subscribe, comment. I mean, I want to hear from you guys. What do you think is a reasonable amount of money to spend on a wedding? You know, everyone has different opinions. As I personally, I wouldn't, but if you want to spend your money the way you want to spend it, that's on you. You know, that's not something that anyone gets to dictate, and that's the beauty of this world. You know, that everyone is independent to what they want to do, and you shouldn't let even my own opinion get in your way. So, thanks for watching, and please feel free to stay around.